Holiday season is all about giving, and that's especially true today.
Western Mass News reporter Reagan Locree explains what Giving Tuesday means and how it's being celebrated locally.
The Tuesday after Thanksgiving has become known as Giving Tuesday, a generosity movement that encourages people to give back by donating to nonprofit charities to help balance out consumer spending during Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
We're all involved in the holiday season with gift buying and gift giving, but we can't forget those who don't have.
Giving Tuesday is celebrated across the globe, including right here in Western Mass. Many community members and local organizations using the day to kick off the giving season, including the Gandara Center, a local nonprofit based in Springfield that provides behavioral health, substance use prevention, and educational services to the region. Western Mass News stopped by the center's East Columbus Avenue location, where a drive-through giving event was underway to help raise money for local families in need and underserved communities in our area. We caught up with Chief Executive Officer Lois Nessie, who explains why they use Giving Tuesday to kick off their holiday campaign every year.
Well, Giving Tuesday is sort of this marked event that the community recognizes as the beginning of the holiday season, where people are really committed to providing donations for a number of nonprofits so that they can support the people in our community who don't have food, don't have shelter, don't have clothing.
The Thomas J. O'Connor Animal Control and Adoption Center in Springfield also feeling the generosity. The center using Giving Tuesday to unveil their brand new X-ray machine, gifted to them by donations raised by the TJO Foundation. TJO's executive director Lori Swanson tells us this new X-ray machine will significantly reduce suffering and potentially save the lives of thousands of animals.
Sometimes we don't even know the cause of an injury, and so the ability to have X-ray, digital X-ray in-house allows us to immediately and accurately get a diagnosis so that we can start treatment.
For more information about donating to TJO or the Gandara Center, head to our website westernmassnews.com and click the blue As Seen on TV button. Reporting in Springfield, Reagan Locree for Western Mass News.